Alright, hey guys, how's it going? So, as you guys can tell, my voice is a little bit wrecked. I work a lot of hours. I work 60, 80 hours a week. And I didn't used to work that much. It took me a long time to kind of build up my willpower to kind of find where I lean, try to figure out ways to get myself to work even more hours to make myself even more effective. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can do that. With that being said, let's get into the video.
Hey fuckfaces, stop the goddamn intro. The fuck? Really, Denton? Shut the fuck up. Thank you. As always, Denton has some interesting topics to talk about today. If you have any questions, leave them below, and as always, do not forget to like and subscribe. There, Denton, I went 10 seconds without saying the word fuck. Pay up, bitch.
When I was 17, 18 years old, I started getting myself into the workforce. I started taking on jobs, I started hitting stuff, and I lost a lot of energy. It was really tough for me to work 7-day weeks, 5-day weeks, 3-day weeks. I was constantly exhausted, and I thought that I'd never figure out how to work even more. I thought I was just a lazy person. It was just a part of my identity, that I was just a lazy person and I would never figure this stuff out. I was very hard on myself back then. Not to mention, you know, I didn't have very many friends, didn't have any girls. It was tough for me to do all these different things. Like I was broke, had no girls, had no friends. I was fucked, and it constantly kind of just ate away at me. Now, I have a big difference in beliefs among a lot of other people. I think a lot of people lack interpersonal intelligence. So when you hear like these billionaire, millionaire gurus who talk about how they did it or how they tricked themselves to do it, a lot of times it's a lot of hoorah and a lot of ego. Like they don't usually understand how they did it. They just did it. Like a lot of them had momentum, or they had the identity in place. They kind of reinforced the fact that they could do that, or they are a hard worker. A lot of you guys don't have that yet, and I'm gonna show you guys in this video how to do it. So one of the big things is that work should not be that hard. Now, if you're somebody who's trying to become a workaholic, or you're somebody that's in a job where it just feels like it's draining you, I myself started leaning in things that I found that I could do infinitely. So you probably can play maybe video games nonstop every day if you wanted to. That's a lock-in. I call these lock-ins. Now, what is a lock-in? Okay, now first things first, I'm going to talk about lock-in. Now, lock-in is what your brain sees of value, sees something of value, and will actually make you lean towards it and have fun doing it. So let's say your brain finds fun in maybe playing video games and sees the value in you playing video games. It'll be like, okay, cool. You get all this value from playing video games. You have infinite amount of time now to play video games. Like, we see the reason in you doing it, so let's not force you to do anything else. Video games is where it's at. Let's say that you have a lot of fun maybe shooting pool or shooting basketball. Like, your mind is going to be like, okay, now I'm going to give you infinite amount of energy, and you're even going to have fun doing this. Most people that are workaholics and have a job, maybe have a business, a lot of them have fun doing it. It doesn't drain them. I have a lot of friends who own businesses who are very successful, and if you were to ask them how they felt at the end of a workday, they feel energized. It's actually hard for them even to go to sleep. They have to knock themselves out in various ways. Now me, I started doing this. I started looking at things that I could do infinitely. Things that I had so much fun doing that afterwards I even had more energy. Me, I started the day off with low energy and I build. So what do? I noticed that I can write infinitely. I love writing. I love talking to girls. I love figuring out social dynamics. I like biology. I like all these different various things. I like creativity and art. I'm very much an artsy kind of person. So I lean on these things because I can do these things infinitely, and they even give me energy. So I started taking time to build this up and work my way to the point to where everything in my life is built on my lock-ins, where my brain sees value. So now I am teaching guys to pick up girls. I write for Girls Chase. I write my own stuff on the side. Every job I've ever taken on has been a job where I approach people. I try to figure out social interactions. So now this is what I do. Now the next one, make an identity around this. Now, see me, I say I'm a workaholic all the time. I believe this. So because I believe this, it's a part of my identity. My ego will not let it go. So if I do something that goes against this idea that I'm a workaholic, my brain will fight me, and I will fight to make myself appear as a workaholic to myself. So my unconscious mind will start fighting for it. You need to start believing that you're a person who can work your ass off, that you're a person that can put out effort in a positive way. Now, when you're being so negative and hard on yourself and you're being like, no, I suck at this, I suck at that, it's tough to come back from it. So you gotta start teaching yourself that you're a workaholic, you're a person that can do this. Managing your energy. Now, this comes back to understanding yourself and interpersonal intelligence. You have to understand where your energy's at all points. Now, when your energy starts dropping, you need to pick it back up or take a rest, or even like figure ways to fix it. So maybe eat more grains, drink a lot of water. Me, I take every Tuesday now off. What I do for a Tuesday is I just lay in bed and I do not move. I do as much junky shit as I want, lay in bed and watch movies and stuff. I don't move. I work hours on hours on hours every day, and I need a day to just recharge and just not move. Another thing too is don't deplete your willpower for no reason. Willpower is limited, it is finite. So like if you're a person who doesn't want to eat bread and you don't want to burn your willpower, when you sit down at maybe an Italian restaurant, be like, yeah, don't put any bread on the table, because if the bread's in front of you, it's going to start burning your willpower. Decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is basically the little thoughts and decisions you make throughout the day. This actually also depletes willpower. So you're sitting down at a restaurant and you're trying to decide what to eat. This burns willpower. All right. This is like a slow burning thing. Every decision you make throughout the day will slowly also peel off a little bit of your willpower. So you have to learn to just like maybe have automatic decisions for you. Maybe have your girlfriend make a decision for you, or just have like stuff like on like, I want that. I want that. I want that. Don't take too long to make decisions. Just throughout the days. If it's not important, don't worry about it. Save your decisions for big things, big stuff for your business, for your life, things like that. All right, little things like what to eat or what to do, not a big deal. Just be like, fuck it. Now, another thing is willpower grows like a muscle. All right, now it is finite. However, it also is buildable. Now, when I was younger, it was a really tough thing for me to work days on command. When I first started gaming, I could only approach one girl a week, and then I'd just be like in my head about it, thinking about it too much. If I went to go work, I'd work for 3 days and I'd be exhausted for working for 3 days. It's over a period of time, if you just lean on your edge and you lean on it and you don't beat yourself up too much, lean on it. Eventually your willpower will grow until you can work, 6-7 days a week easy. Priming yourself is also a big thing. So what I do is I prime myself with a trigger. So what's my trigger? Every day I walk through the door of my house, I walk out and I'm like, oh, I'm walking through my door. I'm like, how can I have the best day possible? What would be my best reaction to everything that could possibly be thrown at me? So if it's going out to go pick up girls, if I get rejected, how's the best way that I can react to getting rejected? How's the best way that the end of the night will go? How will I feel in my body? How much fun will I have? When I go to work or I go to write or I go do anything, how fun is it going to be to write? How easy will it be for the words to flow? When I make a video, how amazing will a video show up in the end? And how excited will I be to post that? How can I be so excited and happy to do it instead of stressed and bogged down? Stress is a very big killer of willpower. Stress is the antithesis of willpower. Stress destroys it. Now, everybody's always talking about work hard, go hard. Like, stress is one of those things that you cannot have in your body when you want to be a workaholic. A little bit's okay, but if you overdo it, it'll start draining you, and it'll be hard to do everyday things. Another reason why when I was younger that I wasn't able to work as much as I wanted to was because I was constantly beating myself up and constantly stressing about how much I sucked. And you can't do that if you want to be like one of those 80, 100 hour week kind of guys. Like, you can't be stressing. You got to be like chilled out and relaxed. So that's why a lot of people, when they reach those upper tiers, they start meditating because they want to start getting rid of the stress. The stress in your body kills willpower, makes it hard to work. Now, I'd like to debunk one more myth about being a workaholic: sleep. All right, a lot of people talk always and they brag about, oh, I only slept like 4 hours last night, I only slept 6 hours last night. Sleep is really important when it comes to willpower, when it comes to recharging, when it comes to working really tough, really hard. If you're not sleeping, if you're not letting yourself zone out every so often, when you need moments to really hone in and really work and really focus, you're not gonna be able to do it. Okay, so that's pretty much all I want to do with this video. I just want to kind of get my thoughts out there on this. I think there's a lot of myths around being successful and being a hard worker that are totally not true. And it's coming around a lot of people being egotistical and honestly not knowing themselves very well. A lot of these top level guys, they don't really get rewarded for necessarily knowing themselves. They get rewarded for the effort they put out. So they don't always give the best advice, I feel. A lot of times they put out advice that makes them seem cooler in a different light, as opposed to maybe helping you out. That's pretty much all I want to do with this video. With that being said, peace out.
Envision a prison of age, where the apparent disposition is that of a parent commissioned to live in a cage. To its appearance, we're